What's up, guys? Welcome to the channel where you subscribe for daily updates on Bitcoin. We also take a look at Litecoin and Ethereum at the end of the video, so definitely stick around. Bitcoin is in a crucial area. We've been here for a while. Let's look at the targets and what areas we need to watch to decide which way it's going. Definitely stick around for the whole video. And remember, there is a free Discord link down below in the description. Check it out. It's an awesome community, guys. Let's get into it. All right, guys, as always, this is not financial advice, trading advice, nor is it investment advice. Always do your own research and own due diligence before investing or trading in any market. Before we begin, I want to remind you guys, we're doing a Ledger Nano S giveaway. That is going to be on Sunday. All you have to do to enter to win is make sure you're subscribed to the channel by hitting the subscribe button. Smash that thumbs up button and leave your comment down below. Let me know what you think of the video. Let me know what you think Bitcoin's going to do. That will get you entered to win the free Ledger Nano S. And Sunday, we'll be picking the winner by picking a random comment from a random video throughout the week. Let's get into it. Crypto Fear and Greed Index. Bitcoin Fear and Greed Index. We're at 38. Still the same as yesterday. Still in the fear zone. And as you guys know, the blue arrows up here represent lower highs in the macro, still in a downtrend in the macro, in my opinion. As you can see, the yellow dotted line here, we did drop below, and this is on the monthly, so a close above the 10,960 area would be bullish. I don't believe that's going to happen. And if you look at, let me draw a line in here so you can see it. We'll make it white. Right here, we have higher highs in the price action, lower highs in the RSI. That is bearish divergence, guys. We've been talking about that on this channel forever. I know a lot of moon boys are getting crazy bullish. People are talking about 10Ks holding, blah, blah, blah. But we're going to dig in, see what's going on. Definitely stick around. All right, so let's take a look at the weekly. Here are the bullish targets here. If we have confirmed this breakout, and that would be coming down to retest this trend line at about 9,200. And if you guys have been watching and following along, 9,200 is a pretty key area for me. So anyways, that's what we're looking at there. Let's look at the weekly RSI. So on the weekly RSI, let's look at this real quick. If we look here, we are making higher lows in the price action. And if we look at the RSI, we are even. That could be bullish divergence, and that would be exaggerated bullish divergence, and that could mean we come up to retest this area here on the top of this wedge we have in here, or triangle, whatever you want to call it. But I do believe even if we get up here, we will get a major rejection, and a close of a weekly above this would be extremely bullish. But what's really truly going to make me bullish, guys, is coming down to retest this bottom trend line before continuing up. I believe this will be a life-changing trade if we do come down to this area. And make sure you have the notification bell ticked when you subscribe to the channel, and hit the all button to keep up with the updates. I will keep you updated on what's going on here. But if we do hit this by the end of the year, maybe beginning of next year, I believe that will be an excellent place to buy if you're going to hold, or long if you are trading. If you are interested in trading, I'm going to leave a Prime XBT tutorial up top. I'm currently not in a trade right now, but I'm going to leave a Prime XBT tutorial up top. Definitely check it out. It's by far the best exchange, guys. You could trade using your Bitcoin. You could trade crypto, Forex, gold, silver, oil, S&P, Dow Jones, everything on one exchange. They are the fairest exchange in my opinion. Just remember, on any exchange, don't leave your crypto on the exchange unless you're trading it. Always have your own hardware wallet. I do have links to hardware wallets below. But yeah, if you use my promo code Savy50, you'll get 50% on top of every deposit you make for a bonus up to 1 Bitcoin on each deposit. And then Savy25 will get you 25% off of your fees. Prime XBT does not trade against you like most every other exchange. Be careful with them exchanges. If you're sick of getting wicked out in your stops or liquidated, definitely check out Prime XBT. They do not trade against you, and check them out. But anyways, that's what I'm looking at on the weekly. Let's look at the daily. This is the chart I had posted on the thumbnail. As you can see, this is what I'm looking at. We are pretty much doing the same thing we did over here before a big drop. And that's why the thumbnail said, could we be expecting some bad news soon? I do believe so. If you guys remember back here, I was calling for 5,500 and people were saying it was FUD and I was being too bearish and blah, blah, blah. But what happened? We went much lower. And this is indicating the same thing. I think we're going to see some bad news, whether it be the disease which shall not be named, or will it be war? Will it be whatever? Who knows? But I do believe we can be expecting some bad news, and we're going to most likely see something pretty much identical to this. And if we zoom in, we're going to spend a little bit of time on this. This is the 200 EMA in the pink. We came down, dropped below it just a bit, and then raised all the way back above the 21 EMA. That doesn't have to happen here, but if it does, then we're going to test that $11,000 to $11,400 range that we've been talking about. If we did get up to them levels, I would 100%, and this is just for me, but I will be shorting heavy up in this area if we make it up there. But a drop below this 200 EMA, which right now lies around the 9,600, 9,700, and imagine that is where the 9,700 gap is. But a close below this, and I would say we're most likely headed down, and we'll talk about the targets on the downside. But let's take a look at where we were on the RSI here. You can see the RSI was way down low, just like it is right here. Let me zoom in so you guys can see this. Just like we are right here, and people think it's close to overbought or oversold, so it should pop up. And as you can see, we did pop up here pretty high, but if you look at the price action, it wasn't that big of a move. It was from around the 8,400 to around the 9,200, and that gave the RSI more room to come down to way down here, and that was our bottom. And if we look at where we're at here, we're getting the same type thing, guys. Like I said, we could go as high as that 11,000, 11,400. But if you look right now, we are getting rejected on the 8 EMA, which we did that for about 3 or 4 days over here. We may see the same thing before a little pop up and then crash down. But I do believe that's going to happen. As you can see, this would be a pretty damn good buying opportunity or a spot to long if you are trading, preferably on Prime XBT. But anyways, let's zoom in a little bit on where it's at here with the EMAs. The EMAs are looking extremely bearish here, guys. The 21 EMA is about to hit the 55 EMA. Across below that, with the candle open and close afterwards below, is bearish. It's done. It is going to crash hard. Let's take a look at the daily here. So looking at the daily, we had been looking at this. If you look at the white line as resistance, yellow line as support here, which we did break down through. Looking at that as a rising broadening wedge, take a measured move of the widest point where it broke down, and we put this down here. It gets us a measured move of around 38 to 3,900. Although I think it would wick lower if we got down to this area. It would be a stop hunt coming below this low over here. And we do have a CME futures gap down here at 35.70. Not saying that it has to hit, but if you don't pay attention and you're not aware of it, you definitely are not doing it right. You definitely got to be aware that there is a gap down here. There's another one around 76, and then of course our 97 gap. If we do break this 9,700 area, which is where the gap is, also the 200 EMA lies there. If we close a daily below that, guys, our next stop is going to be around this trend line here, depending on where it hits. Could be, 70, 7,800, 7,900, somewhere in that range. But a break of this trend line, then I'd be looking for this area. We'll take a look at better targets. Let's take a look at the daily on a different... Well, you know what? Let's go back here real quick and just take a look at this wedge that we fell out of. Coming back up to test the bottom of this wedge would get us up in that $11,000, $11,400 range. So keep an eye on that. if we do manage to get up there, we may drop from here, guys. So let's look at the white dash trend lines here as a rising broadening wedge, and we do have a measured move of a break of that. We're going to move this up a little bit at around 97.60. If we do have a break of that, our measured move is going to be around the 6450 to 6500 range. That is the measured move there. Now, if we look a little closer, I have put the Fibonacci retracements from the swing low to the swing high. And as of right now, we are getting rejected on the 0.236 fib, which is at that 10,464. If we do break this 97 area, then we're looking at the 9186, which is the 0.382 fib. And if that is not able to hold, which if we do come down here, most likely we'll come up, retest this trend line here, the old support for new resistance before continuing down. But then a break of the 9180 area. Next stop is around the 8150, which is the 0.5 fib, and then we have our golden pocket zone. This is probably our best hope for a bottom and a good bounce. That's between the $68.50 and the $7,100 range. That would be the golden pocket area. Most likely we'll at least get a bounce. If we do come back down and break this, then we're looking at our target of this rising broadening wedge at 64.50, and then the 0.786 here at 56.81. We could draw a trend line in here. Let's do that real quick. Just looking at this right here, go all the way across. If we looked at it like this and we did come down to the 0.786, that could be all the way, past 2021. So I know a lot of people think that there's nowhere to go but up from here. But guys, be careful. This is Bitcoin. People wanted institutional players thinking that they're just going to buy and hold. Highly doubt that. Institutional players probably bought all the way down in here, and they start sell-offs. They'll put shorts in up here on leverage shorts. They will start a sell-off by selling on spot. People will get in fear. They'll buy back down here. They'll let it run up a little bit, do it again. So they make money on their short leverage. And when they sell their spots, and make people afraid. That is how institutions work. They're not in this for the tech guys. They're in this for cash. Be aware of that. Watch who you're listening to. Most of all this crap's hype. You guys know how I feel about the crap coins. They're all just hype coins. You will lose your ass if you're investing in them. Trading them in for profit is one thing, but investing in them and think any of them are going to amount to anything is absolutely ridiculous. In my opinion, you make up your own mind. But that's where I'm at there. Let's look at my wife's webpage, anchorimage.com. There's a link below. Check it out. Awesome crypto stuff in there, guys. Aluminum signs, coffee mugs, t-shirts. You can put anything you want, not just what you see. Just hit her up in the contact right up here. If you have any questions, she'll help you out. She's pretty quick to respond. And let's take a look at the 4 hour. We might look at this as a rising wedge. A break back above the bottom of this wedge, then it will start looking a little more bullish as a possibility. And right now that's around the 11.3 to 11.4 range. A break back up inside this could change my downside perspective. But until then, still looking for these lower drops. And if we look at this rising wedge, take a measured move to where we broke down over here. Look at that, right around $6,000 range in that vicinity, which is close to that 0.786 at 56.75. So guys, yeah, I am still looking for these lower targets unless we are able to break up above that 11.4 and close the daily above there. Then I will change my mind and possibly switch bullish. Let's look at the hourly. So looking at the hourly, we had a measured move here. I don't know where it went. First off, we'll take a look at what we were looking at up here as a rising channel. And the measured move at the break of that rising channel was all the way down to the $96.80, $9,700 range, which we still have yet to hit. We have not hit that yet. As of right now in the hourly, though, we are getting major rejection at the 200 EMA. We'll see what happens here. If we can break through that, then we could be moving up to, let me put another measured move in there. That 10,534 range, we've had that there for quite a while. If we are able to break above that and close at least a 4 hour above that, the measured move would get us all the way up to around $11,100 range. Now, we also have this at the 11,400. I'm going to say 11,400 would break us back inside this channel, which would invalidate the lower targets, but I don't see that happening. Now, let's take a measured move of a breakdown from here. Could get us down to the 94.50. Let me get that out of the way, and we'll take a look at these other targets we have here. Looking at this as a, take this up here to where it broke this trend line down to the bottom, looking at this as a flagpole and being in a bear flag. If we were to break that, we could be going down to, actually this moves up, and these are slanted lines, guys, so depending on where and when they break, but that would get us down to around the 8,200 range. If we look at the hourly, we do have room to make another little push up to retest this trend line one more time, but then we look at this as a rising channel, and rising channels break bearish, guys. So let's look at the hourly in another fashion. So we have been looking at this as a possible triangle with a measured move of where we broke the triangle down to this $8,700 range. And as you guys know, this was one of our targets here for, we were looking at, I'll zoom in so you can see it. This is a flagpole. That is a flag that got us our measured move of 10.5, which we broke down below, has now become resistance. If we are able to break this, then we're talking about that 11.4 again. Anything up to 11.4, I still remain bearish and I will short the hell out of it. But a break above that, like I said, that could turn me bullish for once. But until then, I'm still looking at these targets. This one here is just looking at this as a failed bull flag to where he broke down 74.50 area. All right, let's look at Litecoin. Litecoin, nothing has changed, guys. Nothing at all. I will not change my charts all the time like I'm most. We stick with the same charts until we have reason to change. As of right now, we have a measured move of the breakdown from this wedge, or I'm sorry, I hate when people call them wedges. It is not a wedge. This is a rising channel. Break of that gets us down to about the 30. Make sure that's right. It is not. So let's put it up here a little bit. Actually, that was for a different measured move. Let me move this over. This was for that. So the measured move of that gets us down to about the $38 range, $38, $39 range. And if we look at this as a big flagpole, this being a bear flag, a break of that bear flag gets us down to approximately the $30 range. Let me readjust this, make sure I got that right. Goes down a little bit. Put it over. That's looking at this as a bear flag. And yeah, that gets us down to about a $30 Bitcoin. We do have, or I'm sorry, Litecoin. As you can see, we are getting higher highs in the RSI, and we're staying steady across in the price action. That is bearish divergence, hidden bearish divergence, unless we're able to break up past this and make a new high. The 55 EMA lies around the $50 range, and the 54.60 range is a 200 EMA, and this is on the 4 hour, guys. Let's take a look. Let's just put the fibs on here real quick just to see what's going on. And from the swing high to the swing low, we are getting rejected at the 0.236. Imagine that. If you guys don't know how to use your fibs, definitely check them out. I may be talking about them a little more in our Discord group to get people more aware of them. But that's what I'm looking at here, guys. A break above the 57.50, and then we're back in the channel, and that changes everything. So Ethereum, same thing. We had been watching this rising broadening wedge, and we had a measured move of the break of that down to around the 200, and let's just say move it up a little bit, around the $245, $246 range is our target there. A break and a close above this could change that at the 373 range. We have came back up to that. And again, guys, we've had all this stuff here for at least a week watching these numbers. But a rejection here brings us back down to about that 246 range. And then if we look at this as, let me zoom in and show you what I'm kind of looking at as of right now. If we take our parallel channel, put it down to the bottom of these wicks here, rise it up, and we could still look at this as a rising channel, which would be a bear flag, and this would be our measured flag pull. Let's put it down if we were to break down from here, and that would be breaking the $340 range. Obviously, we would have to break our low over here too, about 309, but that could bring us all the way down to that could bring us all the way down to $162 Ethereum. That would match up with a lot of this confluence back here, so just be aware, guys. I don't know. I wouldn't be overly bullish here at all. Like I said, we're getting resistance at the 4-hour on our 200 EMA, and as of right now, that is at the $380 range. A break above that could change things, but it's EMAs are turning up. It could get bullish here, but keep an eye on that $380 range. If we get a break above that, then we're back within this wedge here, and things could change from there. I don't think it's going to happen, but that's what I'm looking at. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. Don't forget to click CryptoSavy logo above my head to get you subscribed to the channel. Tick that notification bell to get you notified when I post new videos, and make sure you hit the all button. Also, smash the like button, guys. That helps the channel out more than you know. Share the video if you belong to any groups, and leave your comment for your chance to win the Ledger Nano S. I'm out of here. Have an awesome day. Thanks, guys. You rock.